Hi, I'm Coach Ray, Master Triathlon Coach at Humango.
And I'm Coach Pav, Master Cycling Coach at Humango.
We're super excited to be sharing with you our new web-based app user interface. I personally love being able to add all of my goals for the season and pressing that replan button and seeing my entire season come to life right in front of me.
And I really like the look and the feel of the new interface. I think groups in particular is a really powerful feature that we offer.
But more importantly, we can't wait for you to see it and experience it. I'm going to hand over to Coach Pav, our Master Cycling Coach, to show you a complete demo. Enjoy.
So welcome to the home screen. Now I'm actually going to come back to this. The reason I'm going to come back to this is I want to make sure that your account is set up properly. If you're a new user, if you're an existing user, you might want to watch on, or if you're on YouTube, you can just go down and select the next chapter. We're going to start by coming through each of these. So my account, where your personal information is, where you can adjust your subscription. So I'm not going to click that because I don't need you seeing all of my information. So we're going to start with settings. Here you've got Hugo settings. So this is essentially your feedback after each activity on a weekly basis, on a phase basis, or a fatigue, that is when Hugo notices you might be fatigued. So I do recommend, regardless of whether you like these or not, I would recommend leaving this one on. This is going to take subjective feedback and feedback from a wearable, such as Whoop, Oura Ring, Garmin, Apple Health. When Hugo notices you're trending negatively, it's going to give you a warning and a recommendation to take a day off. This just might stop you from overtraining, becoming sick, anything like that. So I always recommend leaving that on. You may want to turn automatic replan off. It depends. I have mine turned off. That just means that I control when it replans. Depends on how you want to set up your experience. The rest is just notifications and the tonality of which Hugo's going to speak to you. From here, make sure you connected a device and app. So this is everything I have connected right now. If I want to connect something else, I can click Add New Device. So here are all of the different devices and apps we connect with. If you're missing yours, feel free to send us a request. Until then, if you can get your data pushed to Strava, connect Strava, because that's where we can get all data from. If we can't connect, you can get it directly. So obviously, if you want to connect one of these, you're just going to click on it, log in, and that will sync. And here we'll tell you whether and what activities or information we're importing, as in getting from the device. And here where you're exporting, as in pushing workouts to be completed. So for example, I can push my cycling workouts to Wahoo and complete on Wahoo. Obviously Strava doesn't have that, but I will gather activities from Strava. So moving on, show you through sports. You will want this turned on if you do it. That would be on, where there's the little check mark or tick in there. That would be off. If you want a minimum workout duration, put that in here. This might make more sense for swimming, where if you have to drive to a pool, you probably don't want to have to drive for 10-minute swim. So adding in a minimum will make sure that Hugo prescribes nothing shorter. Similarly, add your default pool size. You can add equipment. You can also force workouts to be based on a different measure. So for me, it makes sense for it to be power. Maybe you don't have a power meter. So heart rate, maybe you're new. You might put RPE. Moving on to metrics. So you will see sport metrics for each sport you do along the top. So before that, we're going to open up these. Now, if you think that your resting heart rate or max heart rate is incorrect, you can click the little pencil and you can add that in here. So mine 50 and 190, so I'm happy with that, but if I wanted to change it, I could change it there. For training volume, now hopefully if you're new, you've managed to get some data into Humango. But if not, adjusting this number here is going to adjust your starting CWL or fitness. So if you were unable to get data, but you happen to know your fitness CWL, adjust this number until you can match that. If you have no idea what this is, absolutely fine. Just put the most hours you did the last week or so. Last thing for me to mention is fatigue tolerance. Gives you a little explanation there. But if you want to make your training harder or easier, you can change that. Move to sport metrics now. Very similar sort of interface. You've got your zones. You can open up by clicking zones. Or you can see user entered metrics. Now Hugo does a great job of analysing and adjusting your thresholds. That said, you do want a lot of data. So if you are relatively new, you haven't had a lot of data, I'd recommend that you actually set this. We have 3 different types for you to be able to set. Priority would be from this date, forever. Whatever number I put in there will be the threshold used. Manual will be from this date until this date. Hugo will use whatever measurement I put in here. And this is the one that you might use. Or you can use this one, which is similar, but this is essentially telling Hugo that until Hugo has enough data to use the value that you put in here. Obviously, once you save or click add metric, this will change and this will drive all of your workouts. Not going to worry about coaching for today. We're going to go to default availability. So here we have what your training looks like on a regular week. So I can put the maximum number of hours per week. So this is the most amount of training I can do in any one week in, the year. So it's not what will happen every week, but I will not get more than 16.5 hours at all, ever. I want to do 6 bike workouts and 2 strength per week. So as you can see with the strength, it makes more sense because I can actually train strength Monday through Thursday, but I only want to do 2. So Hugo's going to pick which 2. For bike, I've got 6, and I have 6 days indicated. So I will get a bike workout on these days. You can actually click edit details, and I can choose the location or the duration. So obviously if I click trainer, I'm going to get workouts that are more suited to trainer. Will be in indoors, and outdoor would be outdoors. So I'm going to put the total hours per day I can do. So as you can see, Monday through Thursday I can do 90 minutes a week. Friday, it's normally off. You can turn it off by just clicking this toggle, or by clicking obviously the little check mark. Saturday is my long day, so you can see that I have indicated as my long day. I can ride for a much more greater amount of time. Then Sunday a little bit less. So as you can see, this is what I would do on a regular week. So once I'm done, I can click save, and that's what will drive Hugo when planning your workouts in terms of your availability. Now we have a really cool help center. You can search for articles, check our frequently asked questions or glossary. But also don't be afraid. If you do need to talk to us, feel free to send us a message by contact us. And that's everything on this side in the settings. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the landing page and home screen once I've done one more thing, which is make sure goals are set up. So as you can see now, I'm on the seasons tab by clicking seasons. Now the first thing to note is you want to input a season start date. If you've already been training and you've not had a break, this is not today. Put this as the day that you started. It can be any date in the past. You only really want to put this as today if you are starting after a break today. Next is preparation days. This will indicate low intensity training. So if you are starting from today and you've had a break, you might want to put an amount of preparation days in. Typically, I suggest you double the amount of rest you've had as your preparation phase. So if you had a week off, put 14 days in here for 2 weeks. Maximum, I would say, probably 28 days, 4 weeks, but it will depend on if you've had significant injury or if you do need a very long, low intensity period. Loading to recovery cycle is here. So the standard is 3-to-1, 3 weeks of build or load training followed by 1 week of recovery. If you are under 23, over 50, have a history of injury and sickness, maybe you drop that down. And if you're an elite athlete, we know you can do more. Increase it, and also do a custom value. So as you can see, I've accidentally changed that to 2. So we're going to see this all change, which is great, except for I'm going to have to change it back. So here is a fitness chart, and now you can see by clicking on the recovery week, it's going to show the recovery weeks. This is the fitness Hugo thinks I need for my goal. And then you can see where we are today, where I've come from, where I'm projected to go if I continue to train. The coloured parts are essentially your form. So you're going to see that almost always in red until you have a recovery week or a taper. As you can see, I've already got my A goal in here. So I can open that up by clicking on it. Have a date, priority, time. I can do some advanced stuff. Can add course map. All of these different things in here. If you need to add a new goal, you can click that there. Customize, add it in. You do need to have an A goal. If you don't have an A goal, you will get no training. A goals will direct the training. Hugo will direct the training towards the A goal. B goals are considered, as in you will get a taper. You get a taper with A goals as well. B goals will not direct the training, but you will get a taper, and C goals are essentially just another day. You can scroll down and we can see the periods and phases. I'm not going to touch on this today, but you can open these up, edit these, adjust stuff like sport and energy distribution per phase. So once you've got your goals customized, now we can actually go back to the home screen because we know that you've got everything set up correctly. Now, as you can see, got my goal and the amount of days left here. Phase that I'm in, obviously today's date. The first thing is the subjective feedback box. So make sure you do this every morning. You can see I'm a little bit tired from strength training the other day. A bit sore rather. This will drive the fatigue detection. So you're going to want to do this, as well as leave a similar sort of feedback after every workout. And if you have a wearable, such as Whoop, Oura Ring, Apple Health, Garmin, Hugo will be grabbing some data, some sleep or HRV data from that. We'll give you a handy little warning. Spot something or a negative trend where you might be slipping into overtraining, potentially getting sick. Send you a little message to potentially take or suggest you take the day off. So as you can see, we've got my goal readiness as well as some other performance cards here. Again, I'm not going to touch on this too much today. You can click the little I button if you want some more information on these cards. This is new. If you've come from the old UI, this is a featured group card. So as you can see, this is my Unbroken Virtual Training Club card with the last post to the group. And if I was to click this link, it would take me direct to the group. Here we've got the carousel where I can scroll this way and see my old activities that are completed. I can go this way, see future workouts scheduled. And as you can see, today I have 20-minute tempo with 2-minute threshold intervals. Looking forward to that one. Bottom here we've got my social cards with all of the activities my friends have completed where I can like or give them a comment. If I come back to the top here, a few buttons I just want to touch on. If you do need to edit your plan, a couple of ways in which we can do that. First off, let's click this button here. Opens this menu. Obviously, let's hope you never get an injury or sickness, but if you ever have to add that, we're going to click one of those. It's going to come up here. Enter the sickness information. Maybe you can train, but maybe it's low intensity. Maybe you need to do a certain amount or restrict the amount rather. Maybe it just needs to be no training. You can do the same for injury. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to back out of there, just because I want to show you how you can get to that screen in a different way. So as you can see, I was add an injury or sickness. Default availability, that's your availability like we did earlier, as in every week. If you need to change it on the fly for a one-off, isolated or exceptional change, that's my availability. So that's this one. What's this one? And this looks almost identical. Obviously, the first thing you'll notice is you can see all of my recovery generated by Hugo, where I've had to take days off. Had a sore knee not long ago. So you can see where all of the exceptional changes I've made will appear. What you will notice is that this is slightly different to default in that you've got the date. So a bit in the past now, it doesn't matter too much. Let's just say my girlfriend tells me that we're going away this weekend. I can do this, and that turns off the training for that weekend. Maybe I could actually do something on the Friday. Maybe I could do 90 minutes on the Friday instead. And this is going to change it for this week. So the 16th, 17th and 18th of February, this would change. Not every week, so you don't have to replan every time you do that. So if I click save, Hugo is going to pop up with a would you like to replan. Normally you just need to do the week that you're in. You can do a bit more if you need to. I'm definitely going to cancel that because I don't want to make changes. I'm going to come back to the home screen. Quick way to take the day off if you need to. It's going to be that. You can also click on here if you need to replan because you've missed a few days. You can click that. Here's the screen where you can customize the date range of the replan. Not many reasons why you would need to do until the end of the season unless you've changed your goals or even default weekly availability. You've just had an issue this week. Maybe you just need to do the next week or two. So we're pretty much done with this video. I'm just going to show you the calendar, what each of these mean. So as you can see, got some nice colours on here. We take today. You can see here's my little workout I've got going on. 20-minute tempo with 2-minute threshold later. See the little locked icon? That's because I moved it. Can't remember why I moved it actually. But when you do move something, it will lock it. That just means that Hugo, if you do replan, won't change that. So if I do want to unlock it, I'm going to right click on it, bring up this menu, and I can unlock the workout. I can also delete it, invite my friends to it, print it if you want it on PDF, mark as complete, which you might use for strength if you're not recording your strength. Quickly change how you want to follow it. Obviously earlier, remember I put everything to power. Maybe I want to do this to RPE. Maybe my power meter's broken, or I'm unable to train with power and I want to change that. Similarly, if I want to train using something like Zwift, unfortunately Zwift don't allow us to push workouts directly to the platform right now. I'm going to click Zwift, which is going to export or download the ZWO file, and then I can just go and find my Zwift workouts folder on my computer, drop the ZWO file in there, and the workout's then going to be available on Zwift for me. If I click edit, it's going to bring up this screen where I can change things, change the date, time, make it recurring if I really like it. Don't think I'm going to do that today. Or I can click the little pencil icon if I want something completely different. Definitely not going to be doing a ramp test today, but maybe I want something a little bit easier. Type in endurance. It's going to bring up all of these with endurance in the title. You can also see I could select that if I like that one. Maybe I want a bit more than that. Here are workout variations. So we consider this a workout family. Just keep your eyes on this. 3 intervals at the moment. But maybe I want to go a little bit more. If I go down to the 6th variation, as you can see, considerably more. So that's just a little overview of our workout library and how you can add that. If I want to, I'll click select. Again, I don't really want to be doing that today. So I'm going to leave that as that and I'm going to cancel out of here. As you can see, I walked the dog this morning. So that uploaded. This little link with a line through it means that it's not linked to anything. Yesterday I completed my unbroken workout of the week, my threshold efforts, and you can see there's a little link. It means it's linked to a workout that was planned. It's very simple. If you do want to just drag and drop stuff around, is what I do. If I need to. This little icon means it's a group workout. So this is obviously my weekly unbroken workout. That's why it's every week. The little battery icon indicates recovery weeks. So as you remember in seasons, I have a 3-to-1 ratio. So I've got about 10 days more of build training before I get an easy week, which I'm really looking forward to. Navigating the calendar is super simple, just as simple as clicking that. If you ever get lost, you can just click today. I'm just going to show you this last thing, range actions. Export's probably the most valuable here. If you do want to lock a big range because you don't want Hugo to mess with it or change it, you can do this. Let's just say you want to export a load of workouts to Zwift. You can do an export range action. When I click export, it's going to download all the ZWO files for the workouts on the calendar between these dates. Saves me doing it manually one by one. So pretty much done. I'm just going to quickly gloss over a few cool other features. This is groups. So you'll notice all the groups that I'm a member of across the top here. You can create a group and you can invite your friends or your club or whatever you want here with that. We showed you seasons earlier. Analytics is just the trends. Not going to wait for that to load. Socials, the social screen, so you can see all of my friends. My friends here on all their activities. Workout library. You can create a workout from scratch. Very simple. Drag and drop. Not going to spend much time on this today. Or actually, if you've got your favorite workout, click the import workout. Drag and drop. ZWO files work a lot better than fit files, so if you can get a ZWO file and you want this to be a blank workout, so no data attached to it. And you will also need to know the resting heart rate, max heart rate and threshold of the athlete that workout was assigned to. Drop in the ZWO fit file here, add that in. You'll find it within the workout library. As you can see, I can search for my name, and these are ones that I've imported from all my years of being a coach. It saves me having to build them. Of course, a couple of little things before I close off. First, go and make sure you know how to interact with Hugo. And with Hugo, obviously, ask questions. Best one's something like this, because Hugo can answer. And we're constantly upgrading and improving what Hugo can do. Hugo's knowledge and the functionality. So thank you once again. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and please definitely reach out to us if you have any more questions.